In the UK alone, there is over 10 million people who suffer from some sort of hearing loss. They live in a world with no sound to guide them through life. How would you cope? Well, this is what I asked the teachers at my school, and this is what they think.
Really important to me. In terms of my job, I am a teacher, so I need to communicate with students on a daily basis.
As a music teacher, it's probably the most important thing. If I was to have a sense taken away from me, when I was young, I thought that would be something like being blind. I'd want to see things. But as music became more a part of my life, I can't think I'd ever live without hearing.
My favourite sound is early morning bird song. Just when the dawn is coming up, when the birds start to sing really loudly.
I really like the sound of church bells on a Sunday morning when they're doing all the practices.
It depends on the time of year. If you're down by the seaside, there's nothing better than hearing the sound of the waves breaking on the shore.
Teaching would be really hard.
My job, I think it would be extremely challenging to try and teach without knowing that students can hear and without me using my voice.
So what would it be like without these sounds? Well, this is what Mr. Wiseman can tell us.
I'm going to be wearing some earphones, which will mean that I can only hear a little bit. It started off with a meeting with the prefects, which was probably the most interesting one. So everyone was talking at the start, and I found that incredibly strange. I could look at what they were saying, so I had to really pay attention to their mouth and their faces, and then I could tell what they were saying. But in a group, I was entirely lost. And also, actually, the more difficult thing was the visual thing, that people could see that I was wearing earphones, and I felt really self-conscious, and I suppose that brought me back to thinking of what it would be like to be wearing a hearing aid. Having had good hearing and becoming deaf, I think I'd find it really difficult.
You don't just see things, you don't just smell things, you hear them, and to lose that sense, that would leave a big hole.